Hello Gemini, welcome to my YouTube channel. If y'all are new here, my name is Cassandra. I'm the witch, author, and poet of Magic of Eden. Welcome to your new spiritual safe haven. If y'all are returning, hey family, welcome back to our sacred garden. I'm always honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. How are y'all doing? How's everybody feeling? I hope that we're all good. And I would like to go ahead and get right into your reading. So I actually already started to shuffle the cards. I already spread them around and did a good mix. You guys might hear kids in the background. It's because I have 4 of them. And yes, sometimes things get really noisy. They get really loud. All right. Thank you so much, Spirit, for protecting us as we immerse ourselves into this tarot reading. Thank you so much for protecting me as a reader and for the people who are listening to this message right now. I ask that you please help me to have incredible discernment. I ask that you please protect me as I'm giving the messages that Gemini needs to hear this time. I invite in our guides, ancestors, angels, beings of light from the highest realms of this universe. I invite you into this space so that we are protected, warm, safe, secure, abundant, and all high vibrational vibes. High vibrational energy. What is it that Gemini needs to hear right now, Spirit? Thank you so much for giving me the messages in full detail. It is so. I heard Spirit say, look at the bigger, like look at the fuller picture, or look at the big picture. The question is, what are you doing this for? Judgment is here. First card. Earlier, I did see the Hangman. Okay, there's cards that want to come out here. And the cards that want to come out are the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Page of Cups in reverse. The question is, what are you doing this for? Wow, you guys, there's a lot, and I mean a lot of things that you guys are feeling right now. And wow. Okay. So the people that I'm getting in these readings right now are people that some of you guys feel as though you're struggling. Like some of you feel like you are having a really hard time at getting things structured. I'm wondering what's going on in the astrology charts. I feel like I'm going to be doing an astrology chart reading for this upcoming, I think it's new moon in Aquarius. I think it is. I can't remember, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be pulling the chart soon for that. Let me check to see real fast, you guys, let me see. Yeah, we have a new moon on January 29th coming up in the sign of Aquarius, and Mercury's direct at that time as well. We're having a new moon in Aquarius at 7:37 a.m. I have not pulled the chart for that yet at all. I need to be pulling the chart tonight. I should be, actually, but for those of you guys that don't know this, I actually pick up on the energy, but I pick up on energies without pulling astrology charts. Astrology charts kind of, in a way, give me more details as to what I feel and why I feel that way. I tend to just pick up on the energy and I can feel the messages coming through. But again, astrology gives me that in-depth explanation. So I don't know if this has something to do with the new moon that's coming up, but I also feel like there's something being called to you now, or you're being asked, why are you doing this? What is the bigger picture? What is it? What does your greatest life look like? And are you taking the necessary steps to ensure that that you are experiencing that. There definitely is something that needs to change here. Also, one of the cards here is the High Priestess. You may have been feeling a need to be quiet recently, or you may have been feeling the need to question things. Like, why is this not working? Why is this happening the way that it's happening? Why can I not enjoy myself? Why is nothing moving? Why is nothing changing? The question is that, but then there's also the question of, are you doing anything to change your circumstances? Like, what are you not doing? It's one of those things where some of you guys want things to change, and because you have these ideas and you're so connected to the mental realm, right? You're so connected to the mental, you're connected to the ethers because you're Gemini, right? You're air. So you're connected to all of these thoughts. But then what happens is that some of you have a tendency to think these things, but then what ends up not happening is the action behind is the action of you doing what you need to do in order to ground these things into reality. For some of you guys, Saturn may be teaching you a really hard lesson right now about doing the things that you need to do, but there's also this sense of you wanting to enjoy something, but you not being able to. And it's almost one of these things where you're trying to figure out, like, why is it that in this time of my life right now, I feel like I should be progressing, but I'm not progressing. The Page of Cups here is coming out as for some of you, you're not following your passion. And that's part of the reason why you're having so much trouble with getting ahead. It's because there's something that you started that you haven't finished, or you started something but you put it down because maybe life got in the way, or because you feel like there's like a high demand going on in your home, or it's just so many things going on in your reality so you felt like you had to put it down. But Spirit is asking you to make time for that, because if you do that, when you make time for what you're actually passionate about and start to come up with that plan, then you'll actually start to see things change and move. Right now, you may be at a standstill. You may feel stuck. You may feel stagnant. You may feel stuck. You may feel like you're not getting anywhere. Spirit is saying is that this is the perfect time for you. And the reason is because the time that you're taking to be quiet and to go within your inner space, all is going to be revealed, but you have to be willing to go into that darker aspect of yourself. For those of you, for Gemini, you're being asked to tap into your twin, to tap into the darker aspect, because that's what's been being repressed. It's been being suppressed, and that's what needs your attention right now. Because this darker space, this shadow, is not only just about the things that feel negative. It's all about it's the positive things that we reject. It's the things that we love that we don't share because we're afraid of feeling like we'll be dismissed, or we're afraid of rejection, or whatever. Insert fear here. And Spirit is saying to go back within that space, because you need to pull from that. That darker space has so much creativity. It's creative. This chaotic space, you can pull from that in order to and you can pull from that and then hone in on those very ideas and then start to ground them into reality. For some of you, you have to start feeling, you need to feel your body. You may be feeling disconnected from your body right now. You may be feeling disconnected from reality. You may just I'm hearing oversensory, like there is this oversensory, or you may feel overstimulated. That's the word, overstimulated. And it's hard for you to focus. It's hard for you to breathe. It's hard for you to think. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, you guys need a space of quiet. Also, your divine masculinity is not, it doesn't feel like it's thriving. In fact, your divine masculine is what's being dishonored right now. I think that for some of you, Gemini, tune into your divine femininity, that darker space, to let you know what it is that you need. And once you figure that out, and once you find that out, that is when you'll be able, wow, as I say that, things will change. Death card here, last card. Okay, yeah, so, okay. And then the question is like, what do I need? You need a peace of mind. You need a break. Some of you really do need a break. And what I'm seeing is that Spirit is saying that for some of you, that there is a lack of inspiration here, but the inspiration that you're needing is coming from the things that you feel passionate about. It's coming from, for some of you, you may be working on writing a book. You may be working on poetry. You may be working on some type of like art form, whether it be dance, whether it be singing, rapping, something dealing with music. I'm hearing like a siren song, or something where something dealing with words and creativity that spirit is asking you to pick back up on. And I feel like but also allowing your intuition to shine through and to show through your artwork, and you presenting that, because that in itself will help you feel grounded. The inspiration you need is going to come from the darker aspect. It's going to come from within. That inspiration you need is going to come from within you. And when you do tap into that, you can get the ball rolling. But there's something is being called into question, and it's your habits, it's your day-to-day routine, it's the things that you put your energy into, it's what's going on in your reality. All of these things are being called into question. Also, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. I got that from a movie called A Bronx Tale, and I believe I can't remember exactly who said this. I think it might have been his dad. Was it Robert De Niro or something like that? The saddest thing in life was wasted talent, or was it the mob boss that said it? I can't remember. But that's the vibe here. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent. You don't want to waste your talent because you're so far stuck into your head and out of your body and in the stars and in the ethers that you forget to ground yourself here in reality to make those things real. There's something very specific about Piscean energy here. I'll check the transit to see what's going on, because there could be something transiting your Pisces, or look to see what is in your Pisces, and then that's where, and see if you have any planets in your in Pisces, or see where your Neptune is, if you will. And also check to see where Jupiter is as well, because the original ruler of Pisces actually is Jupiter. And this is definitely giving me Piscean vibes. And also the moon. The moon. This is a very watery, this is a very intuitive feeling. I feel honestly like you have so much power to create, and the power that you have definitely needs to be put more towards the things that you feel emotionally excited about. It's this initial thing where you get really happy and you jump up and down because you're excited about this thing, or what is one thing that you can do right now that is going to bring you the most joy, that you are able to take your time with, that you're able to pour your creativity into, and that's what's going to be the make or break. You have to be able and willing to, I don't know why the word, just say goodbye to what you once were, and also allow this king of wands to come out. Within you, there is a really strong leader, and that leader wants to come out, but it's being repressed. And the reason is because you spent so much time. For some of you, it's the opposite. The reason why your divine masculine can't come out is because you've been putting too much focus and energy and attention on your divine feminine. Well, now it's time for you to nurture that divine masculine here. Use your divine femininity that you've accumulated, that you've been working with, to honor your divine masculine. And the way that you honor your divine masculine is also by honoring the divine feminine outside of you. Take it as it resonates. It's not going to resonate with everybody, and it's okay. What I'm hearing for you, Gemini, is that the inspiration, again, that you need is going to come from within you. That's why you need time to sit, to think, to focus, to ask the questions. There is something also that is being brought back to life here. With Judgment, this is the call where Spirit is saying, I have summoned you from the dead. There was something that was dormant, and now it is time to bring it back to life. Why did I stop doing this? What happened? What was going on in my life that made me want to put this down and not return to it? Am I putting enough time and energy into what I want to do? Am I meditating enough? Am I breathing enough? Am I breathing the right way? Am I breathing the correct way? Well, obviously you're breathing enough because you're alive listening to this message. But what I mean is are you breathing in the right way? Are you getting enough oxygen? Are you dispelling enough carbon dioxide? Do you know what I mean? Are you taking your breathing ritual seriously here? I feel like with the Nine of Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This is a hard lesson that some of you had to learn about overspending, about overindulging, and about living so deeply into the moment that you forgot that there were things that you needed to plan for. And I feel like that is one of the hardest lessons that you, Gemini, some of y'all have had to learn. But I do feel like there is another opportunity that is coming for you to invest again. It definitely is on its way, but in order for you to receive that, you have to sit with the lesson and really ask yourself, did I really learn from this, or am I just saying that because I feel like that's what I need to hear? Did I truly learn from that? With this Death card here and with this Ace of Pentacles, this lets me know this is literally planting a seed. Like, this is you planting a seed. This is the seed being planted into the darkness to allow that seed to transform. This very seed that you are planting has already been implanted. This is reminding me of that movie Inception, where you were, I think it was Leonardo DiCaprio, his character had to go and change the mind or plant the seed or give this person an idea in order to stop something. I can't remember. Insert what the movie was about here, but it was like, oh my goodness. And it's bringing me to architecture. So funny that that movie's coming through, because you are the architect of your own mind. It's funny because me and my partner talk about this like ever so often. And he'll say like, oh, I want to be an architect or something like that. And we will say like, okay, well, we are the architects of our mind, of our reality. And this is where Spirit is saying is that in order for you to be the architect, you have to know what you're building, or you have to get, if you don't even know what you're building, you have to be so in tune with your divine feminine that you just start the process and you allow yourself to just simply build from there. That's the vibe that I'm getting with this. That's the vibe that I'm getting with y'all. I feel like Spirit is asking you, why did you put this down? Are you going to return to this? Why do you want to return to this? And start to really build from there. Yes, Gemini, you too are also going through a major transition. We all are. Everything is changing. Nothing will ever be the same. But that's a beautiful thing, because with nothing ever being the same, that's going to really highlight the changes that you're not making. And if you want to stay stuck in this hell, then you're not going to make those changes. You're not going to update your ritual. You're not going to tune into your ritual. You're not going to do what you need to do. This King of Wands here is wanting to become himself again. It's almost kind of like his fire was put out because of the emotional demand of his everyday life, and he wants to come out. He wants to feel good. He wants to feel good about himself. Sometimes he may feel overly aggressive or overly angry, and the reason is because he doesn't spend enough time doing what he loves. He feels out of place. So what I feel is that the King of Wands is coming back to life, and the reason is because he's really asking himself the hard question: why am I not honoring? What can I do differently? I don't know why, but I feel like for some of you, it's like, I feel like I let myself go. Babe, sometimes life happens, right? And we fall at times. We trip, and it's okay. King of Swords is here. Yep. Eight of Pentacles is here. Reverse. King of Swords is here. Justice is here. Also, the Lover's card is here upright. I feel like for some of you, the reason why you're having a hard time with those things to come in, with that manifestation that you want to bring in, the things that you want to see, is because you're not spending enough time perfecting your craft. You have to spend time with your craft in order for you to see any changes. You have to. That's the only way you're going to see legit change, Gemini. So if you want these things to happen differently, then you're going to have to do differently, Gemini. Start to honor that divine those intuitive ideas, and really start to take a more grounded approach, a more practical approach. I feel like I say that every time you get a reading, but for some of you, it's because that practical approach is needed. If you've also been taking a more practical approach, Gemini, then that basically means that if you're not seeing any results, it could just simply be because there's something that you need to be questioning. Am I doing or taking the right steps? If you've been seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 11, 23, 12, 23, or something like that, or 10, 23, right? Not only are you meant to take things one step at a time, but what ritual or habits do you have that is giving you the same result? Does that make sense? Everybody's going through change. And what's changing here is your ability to show up in a masculine way. What's changing here, what you're stepping into, is learning how to trust in your creativity, to trust and have confidence in yourself, to know that as long as you have a pure heart and with pure intentions, that you can wield all the power that you need in order to make changes and manifest in this reality. But it's not just about manifesting, it's about raising your consciousness. You are learning, you are growing, you are evolving, Gemini. And that's what I feel the need to tell you right now. Opportunity is at the bottom of this deck here. Let me bring it closer so you can see. Opportunity is here. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple more cards because my battery is going to die in a second. Okay. That doesn't feel right. Spirit, please speak to me. Okay. We have here big happy changes. I love that for you, Gemini. Big happy changes. Can you see that? Okay. Okay, big happy changes. And then you have in the near future and reconsider. I feel like within the near future, my apologies, my battery died, but we're back, Gemini. So basically, you also have in the near future, and after that, you also do have reconsider. And I'm actually going to be pulling one more card here for you guys, being that I changed my battery. Where is the deck? Right here. Okay, Spirit, one last card, please. Or however many cards you want me to pull. Oh, man. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then last card, look for a sign. Okay, look for a sign. That sign that you're looking for, what Spirit is saying is for some of you, yes, it can come outside of you, but the sign for some of you is going to come from within you first. You'll get a nudge, you'll get a whiff of something, you'll feel something, you'll see it in your third eye, or it'll come as like a color. It'll come like as a color, or it'll come as a symbol for you because you have such a really strong connection to your intuition. So more than likely the sign will come through meditation for some of you guys. You have really strong connection to your guides through meditation. I feel like the sign is going to come through a meditative experience, and or it's going to come through like some type of symbol. Like you may be talking about something and you may see somebody with a shirt that has something similar on it, or someone with a shirt, you know, someone wearing something, or they may be carrying something that is a symbol, and then you'll be like, wait a minute, I know that symbol, and then that will be the sign. It's so interesting how the sign will come for you. There's no limits as to how the sign will come, but it will come in the most synchronistic way, and that's how you'll know. It'll be very powerful. And in the near future, and then reconsider, look for a sign. I feel like this is telling me that there definitely is an opportunity being presented to you now, and the opportunity sometimes is actually dead smack in the, not dead, but it is smack in the middle of the chaos. Like the sign is there. Sometimes we look for signs in places or in spaces where we feel the energy is more favorable, but sometimes the sign is right in front of you, right amidst the chaos. There's something that's going on in the chaotic aspect that is showing you or giving you a sign that this needs to change. We often look for signs outside of the chaos, but sometimes the sign is the chaos. Like, honestly, take that as it resonates. I feel like there are definitely some changes being made, Gemini, but also changes will not be made without you first asking those hard questions, and by you allowing yourself to return to the very thing that you feel the most passionate about. That's what's going to bring the money in. That is what's going to help you invest in the very thing that you know for a fact that you can do for the rest of your life. That is what Spirit wants you to do. Take that very seriously. Take your passions, your hobbies very seriously, and turn those multiple hobbies or passions and implement them into your work if you wish. Right? And I know that for some of you, you're like a jack of all trades, and I get that. And sometimes it's really hard dealing with that kind of energy. But when you have that kind of energy, the best thing to do is focus on what you know is your calling. Like, listen to the intuitive call, follow your intuition. You may have various interests, but what is it that you can do for the remainder of your life? Okay, and then everything else can kind of just be the added bonus. Like you have your main ice cream, and then you have like all these other toppings. But Spirit is saying to put the toppings that you know blend perfectly well together to give you the perfect bites. Like that's what Spirit is wanting you to do. Take these flavors, implement them in a way that you can to make the flavors taste good together. You can leave out anything that is not going to serve that plate or that ice cream or that dessert. Also, I don't know why, but I'm hearing like chocolate mousse, and I'm seeing like a fudge brownie with sprinkles on it. I don't know. That could be something like or like a zebra cake or something like that. It could be something dealing with the inner child, where what was something that your inner child loved to do or loved to eat that made you feel so good. And Spirit is saying that the feeling that you got when you felt just so vibrant, so loving, so amazing, return to that. I'm not telling you to go back and like do like a crash diet of eating junk food. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that, right? What I'm saying is that whatever it once was that made you feel good, that made you feel alive, that brought you joy in indulging in, but this time do it in a healthy way and be consistent with pouring into this thing, that very thing that makes you feel alive. And then that's when the money, that's when the wealth will come. Wealth is the byproduct of you doing what you love. There you go. I love that for you, Gemini. Thank you so much for tuning into this message. I hope that this helped. Thank you so much for listening. If y'all need anything from me, be sure to visit me online at CassandraTurner.com. Also, if you wish to, you can follow along with me over at Magic of Eden. Thank you so much, Gemini, for listening to this message. I love you, and I will catch you in my next video.